Okay, here I am again. You're going to have to excuse my sniffling because I have an allergy to something. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. This is a police officer shooting. Another one in Seattle, Washington. Well, close by. Tacoma. Seattle, Tacoma is a area. Seattle, Tacoma, SeaTac Airport. 4 police officers were shot dead in a coffee house while they were sitting there doing their catching up on their paperwork with their laptop computers. Wouldn't it be great if everybody got to go to the coffee shop, use their laptop computers? We're not paying the police officers to go sit in a coffee house and do their work. They have places to do their work, and it's not at a coffee shop. The gunman entered the coffee house, walked up to the counter as if to place an order, and a barista saw a gun when the man opened his jacket and fled out the back door. Who's going to the barista to find out? Entered the coffee house. What's the name of the coffee house? Did I say earlier? Let's see. No. Near the site. What's the name of the coffee house? Oh, come on. Tell me that we don't know the name of the coffee house? What? Entered the coffee house, walked up to the... A barista? Where did this happen? The attack was clearly targeted at the officers. That's what they said about the one in Seattle, too. This was more of an execution. That's what they said about the murder in Seattle. Walk in with a specific mindset to shoot the officers. They're saying they were sitting there. Their marked patrol cars were outside. Therefore, this man, who's a person of interest, saw the cars and just walked inside to see where they were sitting, went to the back, fled, showed his gun to the barista. What? Does that make sense to you? Showed his gun to the barista. Who uses that word? Clerk. The person that pours the coffee. And fled out the back door and turned around like John Wayne and began shooting. Okay, I guess John Wayne didn't shoot at cops, did he? There's no indication of any connection with the Halloween night shooting. Of course not. That suspect is still in the hospital. We don't know if it's a copycat effect or what it was until we get the case solved. We don't even have a suspect ID right now. Then why are they giving a name in the newspaper? Trayer estimated that a couple of hundred officers from Washington State Patrol and multiple surrounding police agencies in the area were at the crime scene. How do you get a couple hundred police officers inside and outside? A couple of hundred police officers are not investigators. They're supposed to be investigating. That's what CSI does. Have you noticed? They don't send a couple hundred people to investigate. A couple of hundred police officers would mess up a investigation. You can't have that many people there. They had a motorcade with a giant American flag hanging from a fire truck. I said they're going to turn it into the Capitol. Don't pledge allegiance to a flag. There is no justice in America. Pledge allegiance to God. We have no motive at all. I have a motive. It's called the Capitol of the United States is going to Seattle. I don't think when we find out what it is, it will be anything that makes any sense or be worth it. That's what they said. It's not going to make any sense. What about police brutality? 2 employees and a few other customers were in the shop. All were interviewed. Some are in shock and they're very upset. They are the ones who are going to put this together for us as to exactly how it happened. Where are the cameras? Oh, here we go. Found out a name. The Forza Coffee Shop, part of a popular local chain, is on a side street near McCord Air Force Base. McCord Air Force Base in Tacoma, 35 miles south of Seattle. Duh. The shop is in a small retail center alongside 2 restaurants. Founder and owner, Brad, said his staff was okay in being interviewed and that his main concern was for the families of the police officers. I'm a retired police officer, so this really hits home. Troyer said the Lakewood officers were 2 blocks outside their jurisdiction, and the coffee shop, the Lakewood officers were outside their jurisdiction, working on their paperwork. Why? What? What? The coffee shop is a popular place for officers from surrounding jurisdictions to meet and share information. You don't leave your jurisdiction. I don't care if you're a police officer. You cannot leave your jurisdiction. It's like insurance. If you weren't there, it never would have happened. Streets around the coffee shop were blocked off late Sunday morning, and a police helicopter hovered over large crowds of investigators. What? The couple of 100 police officers have suddenly become investigators? TV video showed police taking possession of a pickup truck parked in a grocery store in Parkland. Troyer said investigators were checking surveillance video from multiple sources trying to identify a possible getaway car. Then why are they taking possession of a pickup truck? So they do have multiple surveillance video. Then why are they given a name? Since when do they give names of people that they think might be a person of interest? This is for everybody to call the police if they know who this is? Is that what this is? That's what they did the last time. Dave Clerk at Foot Mart, a block away, told newspapers everything was quiet when he opened at 8. 30 minutes later, 1 million cops were zooming up and down the road. A block away, didn't hear the shots. A block away. I guess his door was shut. Police dog. Last month, Seattle police officer Timothy was shot and killed Halloween night as he was sitting in his cruiser with trainee Britt. Sweeney was grazed in the neck. Sweeney was grazed in the neck. That's not what they said before. Before they said the back. Now it's the neck. That's because they had to cover up for the bulletproof vest she was wearing. Now it's the neck. They're making up all kinds of stories. Authorities say the man charged with that shooting also firebombed 4 police vehicles in October as part of a one-man war against law enforcement. They haven't proven that. There's no proof of that. What? They're making up stories. Christopher Montfort, 41, was arrested after being wounded in a firefight with police days after the Seattle shooting. He remains hospitalized in stable condition. The officers killed Sunday were a patrol squad made up of 3 officers and their sergeant. Didn't the sergeant know he wasn't supposed to be out of his jurisdiction? No threats have been made against them. Their families have been notified. How horrible for their families. We lost people we care about, Pierce County Sheriff Paul told reporters. Washington Governor Chris Gregoire is shocked and horrified. Well, who wouldn't be? Our police put their lives on the line every day, and tragedies like this remind us of the risks they continually take to keep our communities safe. You're never going to keep our communities safe. The way you're doing it is wrong. Guns are never going to work. My heart goes out to their family, friends, co-workers, as well as the entire law. This is written by Associated Press writer Rachel Lacorte, C-O-R-T-E, in Olympia, and photographer Ted in Parkland. They both